Students at the University of Saskatchewan say a cap on tuition helps, but they're still struggling with finances. Spring snow in Saskatchewan. How long will it cause havoc for Saskatoon residents? And the SPSA gives an update ahead of wildfire season, what one small town mayor has to say.
This is CTV News with Chantel Saunders.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Chantel is off tonight. I'm John Flatters. A late season snowstorm has created slippery and hazardous road conditions in central and northern Saskatchewan. RCMP and Saskatoon police say they both responded to several collisions. CTV's Stacey Hine has more on the storm and the response on the road.
A late season storm is causing snow to pile up. This in Meadow Lake. Snow clearing is underway in La Ronge, where Environment Canada says between 28 and 35 centimeters have already fallen, with up to 60 centimeters possible. The town says crews are working to keep services accessible.
Some people are having a lot of difficulty, obviously getting out and about. There's more snow predicted for the rest of the day and into the weekend, and we'll be working as much as we possibly can. We've hired a couple of outside contractors to assist us with snow removal.
The storm is also creating hazardous road conditions. Saskatoon police say between 6 a.m. and noon, officers responded to 41 collisions across the city.
We're seeing a lot of individuals having a hard time controlling their vehicles due to the weather and the snow and the sleet.
Police are urging drivers to avoid unnecessary travel and use extra caution.
Give yourself a lot more distance time when braking for intersections and stop signs or whatever else that might be on the road.
RCMP are echoing that message, saying they've received multiple reports of collisions.
Our biggest tips: slow down, follow at a safe distance. Before traveling, check the weather reports, check the highway hotline for conditions along the route that you're going.
In Saskatoon, temperatures are expected to climb above freezing by Sunday, but one meteorologist says it will still feel cooler than normal.
I think we'll give a little bit of hope for moderation in temperatures, more sunshine as we move into the upcoming work week, but it's still going to remain relatively cool.
Meanwhile, the city of Saskatoon says crews and contractors will continue working on priority streets. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Saskatoon police provided an update late this afternoon saying they were called to 52 collisions between 6 a.m. and 4 p.m., none of which resulted in serious or life-threatening injuries. Meanwhile, Prince Albert continues to deal with the effects of this multi-day snowfall event. This is what it looked like this morning in Prince Albert, where Environment Canada expected up to 20 centimeters of snow by Saturday morning. Highway travel not recommended for most of central and northern Saskatchewan due to the snow and low visibility caused by wind. Parkland Ambulance says it had responded to at least 12 slip and falls over the last 2 days and half a dozen motor vehicle collisions. No serious injuries were reported in either. For up-to-the-minute information on road conditions, check the highway hotline. Boy, oh boy, is our patience being tested this week, Jeff, as we head into the weekend, but a little bit of an improvement coming?
Yes, actually, the right kind of improvement, but we still have to get through the weekend. But yes, this Montana low is hanging around, just taking its sweet time to get done with, and eventually we will be done with it in the next couple of days. But then a nice slow melt, because there's a lot of snow out there, and we really do want to make sure that we don't have any flooding issues. So slow melt is what we're getting at, but by the time we get to, well, the beginning of May, woohoo, temperatures are going to be quite warm indeed, and we'll talk about those numbers later on.
Students at the University of Saskatchewan are looking for more supports to grapple with affordability concerns. As Keenan Sorokan reports, it comes as the U of S announced its tuition rates for the fall.
The University of Saskatchewan Students' Union is hearing from more students who are having trouble going further into debt or just barely getting by.
We see a lot of students coming to our food center, getting emergency food hampers, coming to us for other financial supports that we're not always in a position to offer. But we definitely hear those student concerns a little more than we're used to hearing.
Tuition is going up in the fall. On Thursday, the university announced increases to many of its programs for domestic students of about 3%. Engineering was the only major program to see a decrease in tuition rates after plenty of meetings, feedback, and consultations.
It is a long and involved process. It actually begins almost as soon as we've announced for the year ahead.
As part of an agreement with the province, the U of S will receive a boost in funding the next 4 years while capping domestic tuition increases at 3%. But students are looking for more help, with some taking fewer classes to work more.
We definitely see students kind of extending their program, their degree, deferring their graduation just so that they can make ends meet.
The university is working on more than just scholarships and bursaries. One initiative is open educational resources, which are eliminating the need for costly textbooks in some lecture halls.
We think about how can we help the most vulnerable and the most impacted by these tuition increases?
But Dice says students should have a seat at the table for future funding agreements, and he's calling on the province to eliminate provincial interest on student loans, something it says it isn't considering right now, with students eligible for up to $24,000 in tax credits if they stay in Saskatchewan after their studies, as well as the many grants, scholarships, and student aid the province says it funds every year. Keenan Sorakan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
We're getting a look at how much it's costing the city of Saskatoon to deal with Dutch elm disease. A report from city administration describes cases of Dutch elm disease as increasing at an alarming rate, with 41 cases reported in 2025 compared to 11 last year and 4 in 2023. The city says Elmwood disposal initiatives in 2024 and 2025 cost just over $318,000. That's $168,000 more than the budget. Last year, twice as much Elmwood from residents and commercial customers was disposed of compared to 2024. Starting last year, all disposal fees were waived from loads of Elmwood at the landfill. After last year's extreme wildfire season, some communities in the north have been planning ahead for future emergencies. Jasmine Pelche reports on wildfire preparedness in the upcoming summer.
Though snow may be falling today, the mayor of Beauval says his community is already planning for wildfire season.
We got to work together. You got to be a collaborative effort between the province, the federal government, our northern municipalities, our First Nations, industry, and our Métis communities.
La Liberty wants to work with all levels of government to better prepare the region to respond to future emergencies, including training for local responders.
Each municipality and each community, we're too small to equip ourselves to handle these major impacts. But as a region, we could do it.
The NDP has raised concerns about whether some firefighting aircraft may not be ready for the start of wildfire season. Meanwhile, the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says it is ready, and in a statement outlined, it operates one of the largest and most capable aerial firefighting fleets in Canada, saying it has 17 aircraft strategically positioned across the province, including 4 land-based and 6 water-scooping air tankers. However, on Thursday, the public safety minister said 2 air tankers are still going through maintenance.
There's some supply chain issues, and then again having to bring in a third-party contractor just to assist to make sure that we hit that deadline of having these 2 CL-215s ready when they are due to be rolled into the process.
The Public Safety Agency adds it organizes aircraft into operational groups and brings them into service in phases, saying this approach ensures aircraft are available throughout the entire wildfire season while maintaining flexibility to address fleet readiness and maintenance requirements. The mayor says Beauval and its neighboring communities are hoping for government support to establish a prevention and response system that goes beyond wildfires to address flooding and other emergencies. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
A group of students from the Regina Trades and Skills Center have offered a helping hand to a family going through a difficult time. The students have repaired the roof on the family's home at no charge. Wayne Mantica reports.
Regina's Gunderson family has been going through a lot lately.
In late August, I was diagnosed with stage 4 esophageal cancer. And just before that, I mean, our roof was needing repair, and we had gone through kind of the quoting process to get it done, and of course everything got put off the back burner. And
at the same time, roof repairs couldn't wait much longer.
We can only have so much stress in our life, and so we were like, we need to get this roof looked after.
They called some roofing companies for quotes.
And then Jay from Wheatland Roofing came and took a look, and he was out here in his truck for a little while, and then he came back to our door and knocked on the door and said, we do a project every year with Regina Trades and Skills, and we pick a family every year that is going through a difficult time, and he's like, I think you guys are our family this year.
Wheatland Roofing and its suppliers, Owens Corning and Shoemaker, donated the materials, while students from Regina Trades and Skills handled the labor.
They've been in class now for about a month. As they finish their class, they get to come out into the community here and put the skills to use.
For the family, it was an unexpected blessing.
We just kind of stood and looked at each other and looked at Jay and started crying because there's just really no words when somebody wants to bless your family in such a huge, huge way.
Now the family can focus on what's important without having to worry about a roof. Wayne Mantica, CTV News, Regina.
Teams are hitting the ice in Regina for a hockey tournament that people are down on their luck. Damian Smith has more on the event called Hockey Helps the Homeless.
After 30 years, Hockey Helps the Homeless has made its first stop in Regina.
We've had a successful event in Saskatoon for the past few years, and some folks here caught wind of that. They reached out and said, we want to get this up and running.
As of Friday afternoon, the initiative has raised over $160,000. All proceeds will go to Carmichael Outreach.
Me, myself, when I started, I had no idea the devastation of what we were actually facing in our city until I actually stood in it myself.
Miller says that 3,500 meals are served each month at Carmichael, and 5,700 people access their services.
That's pretty rough considering the population of Regina isn't that big. To see that many people come in, it's quite sad.
For some professional hockey players, this is the first time that they've been able to play in Hockey Helps the Homeless here in Regina.
It's a great excuse to get back to Saskatchewan. We always love coming back here. The gloves will be staying on, but it'll be fun to get back on the ice.
It's nice to see some familiar faces that you haven't seen quite a while. I've been, walking by a few guys and they'd be like, oh, cool, good to see you.
After putting in a bid for the tournament 18 months ago, Bentz suggested Carmichael would be the best beneficiary for the tournament.
I think like most people, you're a bit sheltered from it. I think it's an issue that you don't see all the time. I think there's been some things that have happened in Regina in the last few years, tent cities and things kind of popping up.
You need to set yourself up for, be around good people and try and help people that are unfortunate.
With 9 teams on the ice this year, organizers hope to have 12 or more next year.
We should have been here a long time ago, but we're glad we are now and plan to make it an annual event.
This is one of 21 stops across the country for Hockey Helps the Homeless since its launch in 1996. They've raised over $35 million across the country. Damian Smith, CTV News, Regina.
The now disbanded University of Regina Students' Union has been replaced by new student representation, but a few issues are still unresolved, including one with a former president. Mick Favel was at Court of King's Bench and brings us the latest.
A former employee of the now-defunct University of Regina Students' Union is suing his former employer, URSU, for wrongful dismissal and made arguments in Court of King's Bench Friday. Harris Kahn says he was terminated by URSU in February 2024 and argues he was terminated without cause and is now seeking damages. Legal counsel representing URSU argued Kahn was let go due to a pattern of behavior, including absences from work and not performing his duties. They also allege Kahn failed to file his work timesheets properly when working from home, as well as being a part of unauthorized transactions which went to professional development. Kahn's counsel argued that aside from meeting minutes and one voice from URSU, there is no evidence to show a negative pattern. They also say Kahn was in a management position and was not strictly tied to a timesheet routine like other positions. Kahn's representatives say many of the allegations before him are hearsay and is looking for at least $35,000 in damages. Both sides have made their arguments and the judge has reserved his decision. In 2025, URSU was evicted from campus before finally being dissolved. Mick Favel, CTV News, Regina.
Prairie's Economic Development Canada is investing $8.2 million into 3 defense projects in the Yorkton area. The projects include the expanded production at Parkland Welding and Machine Limited and PWM Hydraulics Limited, helping Prairie Agricultural Machinery Institute in Humboldt to create a military engineering and testing facility, and developing a multi-agent artificial intelligence drone system at Sask Polytech's Digital Integration Center of Excellence.
And this is an example of how you put out the call to Canadians, and rural Saskatchewan responded on this note with two companies in particular, but I think there's going to be many more companies looking at the opportunity around protecting our country of Canada.
Ottawa feels these investments will help grow Saskatchewan's defense manufacturing sector while creating good jobs and supporting long-term economic opportunities. Still to come, a West Coast pipeline gets the green light from Ottawa on a multi-billion-dollar expansion. Also, why in one part of the country it might be a good time to fill up. You're watching CTV News live from downtown Saskatoon. Thanks for staying with us. The federal government has approved a $4 billion expansion of Enbridge's West Coast pipeline in British Columbia. It's called the Sunrise Expansion, and it's intended to increase capacity through the existing natural gas pipeline system. The company says the project is shovel-ready, and the Liberals are touting it as another big project approval. But as Rachel Aiello reports, the pitch predates Prime Minister Mark Carney, as it was in the hands of the Canadian energy regulator since 2024.
Today, Enbridge's $4 billion BC natural gas pipeline expansion got the green light, adding capacity and fortifying a West Coast liquefied natural gas project.
This expansion ensures British Columbia has enough gas to supply an LNG export facility like Woodfibre LNG, which will be the first net zero LNG export facility in the world.
The project will add approximately 140 kilometers of new pipeline by constructing 11 pipeline looping segments parallel to the existing line.
Well, it's pretty small, relatively speaking. So 300 million cubic feet a day is, in the context of what we do in Western Canada, is probably 16 or 18 billion cubic feet a day of gas production right now.
Construction will begin this summer. And the government says the expansion is set to add more than $3 billion to Canada's GDP, generate more than $700 million in tax revenue, and create 2,500 jobs, including for local Indigenous communities.
I think this comes at an important time. There's a lot of economic uncertainty in the world, and Canada's economy needs these kinds of jobs.
In a statement, Enbridge's CEO said, "We're excited about the role this project will play in increasing economic prosperity and energy security." But critics say this expansion took far too long to approve, given the Liberals' promise of record speed, and that in the future, major projects need to start moving way faster.
There have been lots of announcements, lots of press releases, lots of news coverage about bureaucratic busy work, but not a lot of results.
Canada's energy regulator greenlit the project with 47 binding conditions related to environmental protection, safety, and Indigenous engagement. It's expected to be operational by 2028. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Fuel prices went up in some parts of the country again today, but at a gas station in rural New Brunswick, prices have dropped. You could call it a gas sale. Laura Brown has more.
It's an unusual move in this economy, but people are not complaining. So you're impressed by the price?
Yes, very impressed by the price. I was shocked, really.
This locally owned gas station outside Fredericton city limits had its price set just under $1.66 on Friday. Up the road, it was 8 cents more. The station has been doing these gas sales every now and then for the last few months. The owner says he's not a fan of big business and wants to help the little guy.
Give him a break because people can't afford gas. That's the biggest struggling thing in our New Brunswick right now. And what do you think in Canada?
How does he do it? Corey says he makes money from his water and ice business and moves that revenue over to cover the loss at the pumps. How low can you go?
You go low as you want. Last Friday, I went down 19 cents. Did I lose money? I lost major money. But I made money on other things, and I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it for everybody. Puts a smile on my face.
And these days, smiles are hard to come by at gas stations. Prices went up overnight across the Maritimes, an increase of over 10 cents a litre in the Halifax area. And while some say they've gotten used to it, it doesn't make it any easier.
I'm retired. I'm on a fixed income, and I mean, you could feel it. You could really feel it.
It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it, or I can do about it personally, so pay it or stay home.
But this sale was enough to see a steady flow of motorists stopping in. Customers, new and old, very appreciative.
He helps his community. He's got a water business. He's innovative. He's what the province needs here.
Corey claims losing money, but gaining customers is worth it. Laura Brown, CTV News, Island View, New Brunswick.
The jet fuel crisis has canceled thousands of flights worldwide. It has travelers worried about how much money they could lose and whether insurance will protect them. Geneviève Beauchemin has been looking into this story.
Stephanie Hallett-Lamoureux booked a dream Baltic family cruise 2 years ago. Now she worries the jet fuel crisis will scrub her flight plans.
I know that Air Canada will give us our money back, but the cruise, they won't.
Airlines are responsible for the flights, but not bus tours, cruises, and some travel insurance policies cover those costs, says expert Martin Firestone.
They don't make their cruise. They don't get to their Airbnb rental. They make a claim. They submit the receipts. They get reimbursed. That's now not going to be the way it's going to go.
The jet fuel crisis is now a known cause, and so policies purchased from now on, says Firestone, may not cover events linked to that reason.
You have to be wise enough to figure out your schedule and itineraries to give yourself the days you're going to need if it doesn't leave on the day it was supposed to.
Those who booked prior to the unprecedented crisis could also face roadblocks. Most policies have a war exclusion that voids insurance claims linked to conflicts, and insurers could potentially consider the jet fuel crisis a related cost of the war in the Middle East.
Call the insurer. The policy wording, sometimes it's hard to understand.
CA travel insurance expert Nadia Goyette says checking what your private, group, or credit card insurance covers is key. They may all be very different.
You saved up to pay for that trip from a long time. You don't want to have that all ruined.
Lamoureux says all she can do now is hope the flight will take off.
I definitely will not make this mistake again. I will make sure I am double and triple covered.
Experts say it's crucial that travelers understand what their policies cover, but also that they seek advice when necessary and that they pack their patience when they head out on trips now. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
The FBI says it's exploring possible links between the death of a former University of Calgary astrophysicist and several other scientists who have died or disappeared over the past 4 years. Carl Grillmere was born in Calgary and moved to the U.S. in the 90s to work at Caltech. He was shot and killed at his California home in February. A man was arrested and charged days later. Grillmere's death is among several wrapped into rampant internet speculation, with at least 10 people connected to sensitive U.S. nuclear and aerospace research now missing or dead. The FBI wants to determine whether the incidents are coincidental, connected, or conspiracy theory. All right, Jeff, let's, we're not going to be breaking any records today, but definitely making some people mad.
Well, you know, look, and we might have been breaking records in terms of snowfall amounts. Unfortunately, the records that we have available with regard to the amount of snowfall we received on this given date end in 2007. So at least those are the ones we can find on the websites that are available to us. So have we had more snow on the 24th of April since 2007? In 2007, you know, the record stood at about, 4 centimeters of snow, but who knows what's happened in the last 19 years. Anyhow, it's a lot of snow to deal with. Let's not kid ourselves. And some places are dealing with even more than we are here in Saskatoon. There's no question about it. It has started this morning or in the overnight for Saskatoon, but other locations have been dealing with it for about 12 hours. So it's windy and temperatures are on the minus side, basically around -5 degrees. And Saskatoon, Prince Albert, and the Battlefords are all dealing with snow right now. And in fact, there's a number of travel not recommended alerts north of Saskatoon. So check that out. So it's certainly impacting if you're traveling up towards PA or to the Battlefords. -5 for Saskatoon's high, so 19 degrees below seasonal. 19. There we go. 28 degrees in 1977. you know what? It's just about a month away from the opening of his little film called Star Wars. It's not May the 4th, it's May 25th. But yeah, we've got ourselves that happening. Minus 11 in 1938. That was when the cold temperature record was set. And the sun's going to go down at 8:20.
Coming up, turning to the screen to get moving. A look at how VR is getting some seniors on the move.
Tim Hortons Smile Cookie returns to help local causes. Monday on Your Morning, we're on location to find out who's benefiting when you buy one of those trademark treats.
Well, the Sky Cam is the ice cam because it's been covered in moisture and now it's frozen there. But if I step out of the way, there we go. Oh, look at that. It's a reveal. It's the castle by the river. So a lovely shot there. Thanks to the Skycam team for framing that up nicely. And we've got to make those kind of special efforts to feel good about what's going on, because that big Montana low, that counterclockwise rotation you can see right there, it is staying in place and it's not really losing much of its punch for now. But it is going to start losing some of that power in the overnight. But let's take a look and see what we've got going on just to recap our temperatures. So, yes, we're dealing with snow in Prince Albert, Saskatoon, and the Battleford's temperatures basically around -5 degrees and winds around 30, but a little stronger winds in the Battleford's region, and it's all out of the north, so cold winds to be sure. The hot spot yesterday, it was Estevan as well. Today it's Estevan, but yesterday it was 12 degrees. Today just 2 degrees to be the hot spot in the province. Cypress Hills Provincial Park is the cold spot at -10. Around the province we go. Let's take a look here and see what we've got going on. 6 degrees on the minus side for Lloydminster, -7 for Swift Current, -5 in Moose Jaw, -4 in the Queen City, -2 in Yorkton, and -1 in Estevan. Now, into the central part of the province, temperatures ranging from -1 in both Nipawin and Hudson Bay down to -7. That's in Kittersley. It's -6. Actually, it's close to -5 degrees in a lot of other places in central Saskatchewan. Up north, things don't change all that much. Temperatures basically around that -6, -5 degree mark, although it does warm up to -1 in Sandy Bay, Island Falls. And down south, again, this temperature pattern is pretty consistent, top to bottom, side to side. Temperatures of -2 and -3 degrees towards the Manitoba border, a little cooler towards the western side of the province, but temperatures are not that cold. But I mean, they're not into the minus double digits, but far colder than seasonal, no question about it. So there's that low sort of cycling around in central Saskatchewan, and it just sort of stays in place, but it is slowly losing some of its oomph. And as you can see, these pressure lines are starting to gap a little bit, so the pressure is starting to back off. Now, taking a look at what's going on here on our watches and warnings map, snowfall warnings in white, and that includes Saskatoon and the Prince Albert area, certainly up towards Meadow Lake and into northern areas, winter storm watches, and it's not as messy as it was yesterday, but there's still some formidable snowfall expected. Expecting some snow in the Stony Rapids, Buffalo, Narrows, and Key Lake areas. Laurent, just cloudy skies. Temperatures in northern Saskatchewan generally around 2 degrees. Pretty much the same case for west central Saskatchewan, expecting snow to slowly taper off in Meadow Lake and Spiritwood. Meadow Lake has been getting a lot of snow. I've been in touch with my sources up there. Maple Creek, Outlook, Swift Current still dealing with snow. Temperatures hovering around that -2 degree mark. That's pretty much the case temperature-wise for the southeastern part of the province, but cloudy skies. And southeastern Saskatchewan, driving conditions, if you went on the highway hotline, you saw that southeastern Saskatchewan was the only place in the province where the roads were in good condition. And east central Saskatchewan, once again, for the most part, temperatures are around that -2 degree mark, although Hudson Bay gets up to 1 tomorrow. Expecting some flurries to be hanging around Watrous and Humboldt tomorrow as well. 2 to 4 centimeters of snow for the Battlefords with windy conditions tonight. Less windy tomorrow, -2, way below seasonal. And then as we take a look at next week, slowly getting back to seasonal values, and that's good news in terms of a slow melt. 1 week from today, 22 big degrees. For Prince Albert, 2 to 4 centimeters of snow overnight. A good chance of snow tomorrow as well, with a high of 0-1 on Sunday, and then slowly warming up to 16 by this time next week. And Saskatoon still snowy and windy, 2 to 4 centimeters of snow, and that includes tomorrow as well. And winds out of the north at 22 degrees on Sunday, and then getting up to 21 on the 1st of May.
Since this is BookCon, on, I'm going to assume your cheers are going to be even louder for the woman who started this all, New York Times best-selling author, Rachel Reed.
Two of the people behind Heated Rivalry, the book and the show, appeared at New York's BookCon to a lot of cheers. Author Rachel Reed and director Jacob Tierney appeared at the event's main stage for a Q&A about Heated Rivalry's extreme popularity. Tierney is planning to start shooting season 2 this summer, while Reed is working on the 7th book in the series. Both are expected out in 2027.
How can a documentary film like this one ever hope to capture the spirit of the 1972 Toronto Godspell?
Yeah.
Is this just a
dumb idea?
That's Martin Short, of course. You had to be there. It tells the story of the 1972 Toronto run of Godspell the musical, starring future big shots like Martin Short, Eugene Levy, Gilda Radner, Victor Garber, Andrea Martin, and Paul Schaefer. Deadline reports the doc has secured a North American distributor, and it was better luck than management that put me in the audience for the premiere at TIFF back in September. And you can go online to check out my interview with director Nick Davis.
Can you lower the lights for me, please?
Michael tells the story of the rise of Michael Jackson to music stardom. Jackson's nephew Jafar Jackson takes on the role of his late uncle. Deadline, good old Deadline, reports it brought in about $12.6 million US during previews across North America, with strong ticket sales abroad. The movie concludes prior to the period in which Jackson faced sexual abuse allegations.
Okay, Jeff, hopefully nobody's got a frozen lens cap, because it's time for Pick of the Day.
And we have a quartet of pictures today, but they all have to do with the winter. So what we've got going on. So this is from Terrence. Like us, these robins have much to say about the weather. Quote, just stick together and we'll get through this, end quote. Likely the least egregious part of their rhetoric. Yes, they would have every reason to be upset. There you go. From Monique, the overhang from this crazy weather overnight. Okay, we're ready for spring now. LOL. From Wendy, Pixel was impressed with all of the snow we were getting. Yeah, Pixel's pretty fascinated. Wendy also told us that her other cat wasn't so impressed. And finally, Shirley. Shirley sent us this picture. No details on who this is, but I think this person's got the right idea. And she simply tells us, when you have a Friday off. Yeah, when you've got a Friday off, it's the right way to celebrate. All right, if you'd like to share an image with us, snow or otherwise, you can send it to cfqcnews@ctv.ca. You can scan the QR code on the screen. And when you're sending something in, please put Pick of the Day in the subject line.
Still to come on CTV News, video games that get your blood flowing and your brain going. A new VR program helping seniors with dementia. A new virtual reality program is helping seniors with dementia stay active. Researchers at Wilfrid Laurier University are working to make exercise both fun and therapeutic. Spencer Turcotte reports.
I'm reading my instructions.
It may look like a video game, but for some seniors living with dementia, it's a chance to reconnect. Inside the Adult Recreation Therapy Center in Brantford, 84-year-old Donna Nowacki slips on a virtual reality headset, and suddenly she's no longer in the room. She's on the water.
Tricky, he moves. He takes turns very quickly.
Wilfrid Laurier University researchers watch along as her experience plays out in real time on a nearby TV. The game is called Seize the Day, and unlike other VR games, it's designed specifically to get older adults moving while sparking memories and engagement.
Participants can be engaged doing certain activities that we know they miss, we know they like doing, we know that they have been there before.
With movements like rowing, fishing, reaching, users build strength and coordination. But for those with dementia, the benefits go deeper. The immersive scenes are designed to feel familiar, calming, even nostalgic.
We have a cottage on Lake Erie, and so it did remind me of some of the lake activities that we did there.
We're doing it in a way that is therapeutically correct, as opposed to something that will potentially generate an injury.
Each motion is carefully designed alongside therapists, gradually increasing intensity without overwhelming the user. And there's a playful side too.
The one I caught 12 fish once. Yeah, 12 fish.
The game encourages users to beat their own score, turning therapy into something they actually want to do. For researchers, that motivation is key. Traditional rehab can feel repetitive, but this approach keeps people coming back.
I noticed change in self-confidence.
But the goal is much bigger than this room.
I'm collaborating with Sick Kids Hospital in a very similar project, in this case for children with ADHD.
While this session is focused on seniors with dementia, researchers say the same technology could be adapted for stroke recovery and children's mental health, turning exercise into escape and moments into memories. Spencer Turcotte, CTV News, Brantford.
When we come back, the Art Hauser Center filled to the brim for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. And more than 22,000 kilometers through 22 countries on 3 wheels.
Time for the rural forecast, and the good news is, in some respects, there's less snow in the forecast for tomorrow than there was this time yesterday. So, and that is towards the western side of the province. We're expecting cloudy skies to dominate the situation for Lloydminster and Kindersley. Temperatures don't warm up, though. Still on the minus side, so way below seasonal for this time of late April. As you can see, still expecting some flurries in a few other locations, including Meadow Lake and Spiritwood, Watrous and Outlook. Into the cloudy skies in Melfort and Hudson Bay. Wynyard expecting some snow and -2. Down south, much snow down there? Not a lot. Maple Creek and Pilot Butte are anticipating some flurry activity, but otherwise we're looking at cloudy skies, so things are starting to wind down, but they're not starting to warm up, that's for sure. Let's take a look and see what Bruno has in store temperature-wise. -3 degrees for Bruno. The winds backing off a little bit out of the north at 20, and 2 to 4 centimeters of snow still anticipated by the time this storm wraps up. And Bruno is one of the places where internet plans of up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel.
Seats for the opening games of the WHL's Eastern Conference Final are the hottest ticket in town. On the Raiders Facebook page Tuesday, pictures of lineups filling the lobby with fans trying to get their hands on one of about 3,300 available tickets. Last night, the team announced the visiting Tigers had returned 60 of their allotted tickets for Game 1. But the Raiders front office confirming Game 1 is completely sold out. The team is waiting to see if Medicine Hat releases their tickets for Game 2. Puck drop is 7 o'clock both nights. The Swift Current Broncos have named Travis Crickard as their new head coach and general manager. Crickard spent 5 seasons with the St. John Sea Dogs in the QMJHL. He started as an assistant, then became head coach in 2022-2023. He added GM to his title in October of 24. He left the team 2 months ago. Crickard also spent time as an assistant coach in the WHL with the Kelowna Rockets and with Team Canada's under-17 and under-18 programs. And with the NHL playoffs underway, Edmonton's Opera wants to hit a high note with Oilers fans in its latest video. This one is a reimagining of the song Maybe This Time from the musical Cabaret. It's in response to the Oilers' back-to-back Stanley Cup losses. Nariman Issa brings us the story.
Maybe this time we'll be lucky.
From The Office to a street hockey game.
For the 6th time, the cup won't slip away.
The Edmonton Opera is icing its support for the Edmonton Oilers.
There's so many differences that we each have, but what do we all unite around? We can unite around something like the Oilers.
Joel Ivany is the artistic director with Edmonton Opera. He says hockey and opera have more similarities than most think.
Opera is, to me, the highest definition of kind of art and theater, and that's what you're seeing on the ice. Kind of every one of these playoff games is drama. It feels kind of like life or death, which is kind of what opera can be.
This year's video shows some of its opera singers in everyday roles. The scenes from the street hockey game features Ivany's son, Sammy.
I've been performing and singing my entire life.
The 12-year-old says it was a full day of shooting, starting in the studio and then ending with his scene.
I gained my confidence each time I sang it.
I didn't pressure him too much into it, but it's something he's a passionate sports fan himself.
We will be playing La Bamba. 16 wins with La Bamba.
2 years ago, Edmonton Opera released this video, which included Oilers anthem singer Robert Clark. Ivany says it was met with pushback from some superstitious Oilers fans who believed singing about winning would jinx the team.
We're very sensitive to that as well, but also just we love the city, and we don't want to miss a part of cheering for this team.
Ivany hopes to make these videos a postseason tradition. He says they will always be singing the praises of the orange and blue.
We love our city, we love our Oilers, so go Oilers, go.
Nairmanisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
With the news of a pipeline project hoping to jolt the Canadian economy, Marella Fernandez has today's business report.
The Sunrise Project will expand the capacity of the West Coast pipeline system by 17%. That's about 300 million cubic feet more a day. The build-out expected to add about $3 billion to the Canadian economy and aligns with Ottawa's push to make Canada an energy superpower. Construction expected to begin in the summer. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 73.18. West Texas Intermediate is down 94 cents to 94.91. Western Canadian Select up $1.80 to 74.85. And the TSX lost 8 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
Turning to local gas prices, the average price in Saskatoon currently $1.67 a litre. That's up. The lowest price, $1.57.9. On Saskatchewan markets, Cameco dropped $2.45 and Nutrien finished the day at $97.86. Coming up, everyone loves the feeling of sand under their feet, but what about glass? Then thousands of kilometers on 3 wheels, a Canadian's quest for the record books.
Select Hair Service is brought to you by Sage, the beauty bar.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV, starting at 7 with Happy's Place.
Back-to-back episodes.
There you go. If you're not happy, be happier.
Absolutely.
All right, well, a recycling group in New Orleans is turning glass bottles into sand to help repair beach erosion.
It goes right into this hopper of the machine, and that starts the entire automated process of turning the glass into sand that we can use for coastal restoration, and then what's called cullet, which is turned into new bottles.
Now, I think this is like reverse engineering, because isn't glass made of sand?
Voodoo, baby. You got it. Absolutely.
There you go. Well, the company's called Glass Half Full, and they're getting thousands of pounds of glass every week, and it helps with 2 issues, keeping bottles out of landfills and helping take on coastal erosion. The company's going to work with local scientists and restoration groups, and they're going to use this sand in the fight against land loss in the state.
Interesting.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, but I think a lot of states, and I don't know if it includes Louisiana, that don't have bottle deposits, you know?
Well, that's right.
And just chuck it in the landfill.
So that's a difference. Actually, in California, I think some places are like that, believe it or not. All right, let's come back to Canada, where a Canadian man now holds a unique world record. Seth Scott and his friend Ollie Jenks from the UK have driven a 3-wheeled car the length of Africa. That's 22,500 kilometers. The journey went through 22 countries, and it set the record for the longest trip in a 3-wheeled vehicle. The trip brought them down Africa's west coast over the course of 4.5 months, and it arrived in Cape Town last month. So that's pretty good, and I can't imagine you want to have any maintenance issues with a 3-wheeled vehicle or any wildlife cutting across at about 11 o'clock at night.
I don't think so.
I don't know how good those are at agility.
Yeah, fair enough then. Let's take a quick look and see what we have in store tomorrow weather-wise. -4 degrees with some snow at 9 a.m., -3 in the afternoon by noon, and still hanging around with some snow there. We thought it was just going to be cloudy, but there you go, -2 degrees. So the snow is sticking around, but maybe not as intense.
It's going to get better.
It is going to get better. Look, this time next week, it's in the 20s, so looking good. Speaking of looking good, why don't we say thanks to Darcy Clayton, Shane Corrigan, Clint Dolan, J.S. Mills, Jeb Runquist, Corey Toman, Zach Greenhorn, Kelly Singer, Chris Parapelkin, Dale Cooper, Chad Hills, Dan Shingus, Lisa Ford, and J.C. Gardner. A lovely look through Skycam. So thanks for sticking with us, and we hope to see you on Monday.
And special thanks for that frozen lens shot. I really liked that one.
Yes, it was very pretty.
Good job, everybody.